Are you ready to take your business to the next level and make the money you want so that you can create the impact you desire? Then you're in the right place. It's possible to run a successful business built around your life. Get ready for a little bit of tough love and a whole lot of strategy to grow your business without sacrificing your sanity. If you're ready to get out of your own way and step into the role of CEO, then let's go. I'm Amy Traw, and this is the Motivated CEO Podcast. Last week over on Instagram, I posted a poll, and I asked, what is your number one challenge right now as a solopreneur? And the results were overwhelmingly for lead generation. I am struggling with lead generation. How do I generate leads? So in today's episode, let's dig in and unpack this concept of lead generation and provide you with some tangible tactical strategies that you can implement today in your business that don't require tons of time and energy, because let's face it, you're tired, right? You're busy running your business. Wouldn't it be so nice to have this pipeline of aligned clients, this steady flow of clients coming in so you did not have to worry where the next sale is coming from? Well, let's dive in and unpack this. So before we even start, I think it's very important to address the concept of what actually is lead generation, because there's a lot of misconceptions out there. Lead generation, simply stated, is getting seen by your ideal client. It's getting seen, getting noticed by your ideal client, that client that has the problem that you solve, that challenge that you have the solution to, getting noticed. So how is this different than visibility? Well, they are very similar, but visibility is getting seen by everyone. Lead generation is getting seen by aligned potential buyers, people that need you. So this isn't about going viral. This isn't about growing our Instagram account to over 10K followers. No, this is about strategy. This is about strategically showing up and getting noticed by certain people, not by everyone. So how do we know? How do we know, okay, if I know I need to get seen by these right people, how do I do that? I know that's what you're thinking right now, because that's what I used to think, that, okay, I just need to get seen by anyone because I can help anyone. Well, no, what we really need to do is go back to the basics and start talking to that one person. And this can feel counterintuitive because in this world of social media, we're inundated with all of these things that we should do this, we should do that. Okay, we'll take a step back and ask yourself, who is that one person, that one client that you loved working with? What were their challenges? What were their desires? What were they doing that's not working and keeping them stuck? I want you to really go back to the basics and unpack all of those things. Really dig into their challenges, what's going on in their life, because the more that you understand them, the more that you can call them out and tell them, I see you. I know you have this problem and I'm over here. I have the solution to it. The more value you build with that person, because they know subconsciously, okay, she gets me. She understands what I am going through. So what that is doing, that's creating safety. And people need to feel safe in order to buy, because right now, so many people have been burned in the online space. So they're very skeptical. They're very slow to invest because of all of these things that have happened over the last 4 to 5 years in the online space. So taking the time to really dig into who is that ideal client is so worth the time. And what I want you to do when you know who it is that you're speaking to, that one person that you're speaking to, I really want you to analyze, okay, well, where is she? And oftentimes we focus so much on social media that we forget all of the other places that that ideal client is. And in this very noisy world, it's important that we stand out. And I did an entire episode about this, and I will link it below in the show notes of other ways you can get visible other than social media. Because let's face it, it's noisy. A lot of times people are leveraging social media to be entertained. They're using it to escape, to procrastinate. They're not necessarily going there because they want to learn something. I heard an analogy not long ago that, it's kind of like the difference between an encyclopedia and a TED Talk. What's that difference? An encyclopedia is presenting you information. But if you're listening to a TED Talk, you're getting that emotion, you're getting that connection, you're really going along on the journey. Yes, you're learning something, you're taking a lesson away, but it's presented in a different manner. So don't always just be an encyclopedia posting how-to content, sharing how-tos in your emails. No, sometimes you just have to be a human and you have to figure out how to stand out in other places. It's not just about social media. So really diving into and going back to the basics of who. Because once you know who, all right, this primes us for that funnel. That's all lead generation is. It's the process of going from follower to buyer through that sales cycle. And again, I've got an episode on that, which I will link below, demystifying that sales cycle. How do we move someone from follower to buyer in a way that generates clients on repeat over and over and over? It's important that you have that clear understanding of your sales cycle. Because when you have that clear understanding, you know who you're speaking to so that you can position yourself strategically. This is not about being everywhere. It is about being intentional. And this is where the data is key. And this is what I love. So you have so many analytics right now at your fingertips within your business. And the first place I want you to start to get curious is with your email list. I want you to go through and look at who is opening up your emails. Who's opening them? You can easily find this data in any email provider. And what I want you to do is ask yourself, okay, are the people that are opening my emails on a regular basis, are they aligned potential clients? Because if the answer is no, that's okay. That's information that you can then use to shift your messaging. Or maybe you've undergone a big pivot or rebrand within your company, and you have a lot of old followers, old people, that sounds terrible, right? No, people in your email list that may have opted in for a different part of your business when you were doing something different. And that's okay. But what we need to do is figure out ways to position ourselves then in front of our new ideal clients so that we can attract them, so that we can draw them in and start to nurture. Because so often what happens when we're doing lead generation is we focus on the visibility piece. We focus on how can I get seen because I need more. I need more followers. I need more engagement. I need more people on my list. But are you actually taking the time to nurture those that are already opted into your email list. That's the low-hanging fruit. And we're so often focused on more that we forget about those that are already there. Those are the warm leads. Those are the ones that have already said yes. So they've already said yes once. So what can we do then as an entrepreneur to nurture them, to make them feel seen, heard, validated, to build that know, like, and trust factor? Because that is going to increase the value. So even if they don't need you right now, you're staying top of mind so that when they are ready to move, when they are ready to buy, you are the obvious solution to the problem that they have because you made them feel seen. You made them know that, hey, you followed me on social media. Thanks. Thank you. I'm here for you. What are your challenges right now? Because you can use that, again, it's data, to develop content for them. This is exactly what I did when I posted that poll on Instagram. And what it did was two things. Number one, it created awareness for the podcast here. Number two, it's delivering you value. It's delivering you the resource that you need to help you overcome a challenge that you're facing right now in your business. So even in Instagram, even social media, no matter what platform, LinkedIn has this, Instagram has this, go into those analytics and see what is resonating with your ideal clients. See who is answering those polls. Are the people answering the polls my ideal clients? What does my ideal client have to say? Because a lot of times, this is the one mistake I see people make with polls. They're putting a poll up there and they're like, oh, well, everybody said this, so it must be that. Okay, well, look at who's responding. Go in, just kind of creep on their profile. See, are they an aligned fit to work with me? Would this person be a great fit? Because it's not about being salesy. It's not about being sleazy. It's literally that you have this solution to a problem and challenge that they're facing. So you're simply serving. You're serving them. You're helping them get what they want. That mindset shift with sales is huge. It is an invitation. It is an invitation to solve the problems that they have. And a lot of times people get in their heads. We get so wrapped up in, I don't want to be a bother, or what if somebody says no, then it's a rejection of me. Think of it this way. If I were to come up to you and say, hey, do you want a stick of gum? And you said, no, thanks. Am I literally going to spiral out of control and be like, oh my gosh, she hates me. Gosh, she doesn't want this stick of gum. But that's what we do with sales, right? When somebody says no, or when somebody doesn't buy, we're like, oh my gosh, maybe I should just burn it all down to the ground. Maybe I need to do something different. Maybe I need to give it all away for free. Maybe I need to lower my prices. We go on this spiral out of control. And let me tell you, we've all been there, myself included. So this really is where the self-awareness piece comes into play as an entrepreneur, as a business owner. So lead generation isn't about always getting more. It's about getting seen in the right places by the right people. There are so many ways to go about it. There is no one right way or wrong way. I want you to leverage the data at hand to see what's resonating and double down there. Go to your current clients, ask them, hey, where did you find me? I actually have this as a question on my client intake sheet, because what this does is it tells me exactly where I need to focus my time and energy. And another really undervalued tool, I want you to start attaching UTMs. UTM. I don't even know what that stands for. It's like universal tracking metrics or something. It's a little snippet of code. And it's so easy to add. If you drop into my DMs, I will walk you through this. Or maybe you want an episode on this. Let me know. But what a UTM does is it allows me to see exactly where traffic is coming from. So if someone entered my world via a free book opt-in that I promoted at a conference, or if somebody opted into my world, like if you click on an opt-in in the show notes, I can tell that you came from the podcast. I can see where traffic is coming from, where I am getting noticed, because what that does is it allows me to double down there. Again, being intentional, being strategic by leveraging the data at hand. It's all about working smarter, friend. So take the time and unpack that ideal client and then get curious. Brainstorm different ways you can position yourself in front of that ideal client, and then take the time to develop a nurture plan. Those are the 3 steps. That's as easy as it is. Lead generation does not have to be this overly complicated process. It just involves getting creative and standing out in a noisy world, because there's people right now looking for you. So get out there and start selling. I am here cheering for you. And until next time, cheers to making the money you want so you can create the impact you desire. Are you loving what you're hearing? Do us a favor and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss an episode.